We were talking a little bit earlier about how there is also silence in the U.S., but maybe the motivation behind it is a little different, where I think it's safe to say maybe in that culture, the Middle Eastern culture, it's more about like a fear, a retaliation, whereas I sort of interpret any silence that American women have as more like the situation. It seems like a hopeless situation, like street harassment will never go away, so what's the point in talking about something that I can't do anything about and that is upsetting to talk about? Yeah. You know, but it's still like this depressing, heavy silence that keeps us from getting anything to change, you know? Because like you said, if you don't know what the problem is, how can you change it?
Exactly.
It's interesting.
The outcome is the same. Your silence because, what the hell am I going to do about this? I'm done. My silence as an Arab woman because I'm terrified that I'm going to be locked up at home or, you know, blamed for something I had no part in playing. It both leads us to the same place. It's this place of impotence. It's a place where
lack of control,
and feeling like absolute shit about ourselves. Yeah. Simply because I can't do anything to change my world. Right. That's what you're telling me? As a human being, I cannot change my world. But look at all those other people out there who are. I just want to have that same opportunity. I want to make my world a better place.
Yeah.
I have every right to walk down the street or walk into my home or walk into my place of work and not be harassed. What's the big deal? I'm not asking for anything special.
Yeah.
I'm asking for my right as a human being just to live.
Hollaback likes to talk about living, you know, walking down the street with dignity and privacy. You know, the same respect you would give any other stranger.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I like to say, and I like to live, I try and live as much as I can with the idea of treat other people the way I want to be treated. I do understand that there are masochists out there who maybe want to be treated like shit. Okay. But I think generally speaking, people want to be treated just with a little kindness. Yeah, it's some kindness, respect, a smile, not a frown, you know, simple things like that. And harassment has nothing to do with any of those things. So I think, man, you know what? I think that if we, as a global community, for literally one 24-hour period, if we were able to treat other people every single second for 24 hours how we want to be treated, as long as we want to be treated, you know, with kindness and respect, I think our world would change.
Yeah.
I really do, because we would feel not only, wow, I'm being treated just nicely, but the energy, that cumulative energy of over 7 billion people treating each other like with kindness and respect, we would understand that, yeah, it's feasible, it feels good, and why shouldn't we be, you know, living this way?
It's a beautiful thought.
It's a beautiful thought, and I think it's totally possible.
Yeah.
And I think what Hollaback does in terms of providing that platform for people to say, hey, this happened to me, and for other people to receive that information and go, oh, hey, I'm not alone, let me give you my story. And I think with what ObjecDEFY is working towards doing, with providing that same platform, and finding ways to proactively and peacefully defy harassment, I think only good things can happen. It's just a real struggle. I mean, what's happened in Jordan, after I interviewed this woman, it was only because of her that one Jordanian woman spoke out. And after I got her on film, every other Arab woman that I have interviewed has spoken on camera, full frontal, no hiding, no creative filmmaking techniques to kind of like, you know, hide their identity.
And they needed to see someone else do that first.
They needed to see someone else do that. They needed to understand that A, I'm not alone, and B, if all of us stand up together and go, no, I'm not taking this anymore, what are they going to do?
So powerful.
Crucify all of us? Keep us all from going to work or to school or to the shop? It's not possible.
And that's what that silence does, that we all experience. It keeps us from banding together.
Yeah,
and that's so important to get over that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And come together.
And from what you've told me about what Hollaback does, and it was shocking to hear you before talk about, there's a lot of silence here. I was like, what? It's America.
Right.
Americans don't keep quiet. But now that I understand, because I haven't lived here for so long, that the silence is that pervasive, even in these like liberated, Western world countries. Even though we keep silent for different reasons, the outcome is still the same. How do we take what you guys are doing, what we're doing, and kind of bring it all together so that what happens is on the ground behavioral change, which we all know, I think we talked about this before, will take a long time to kind of implement and maintain and sustain, but eventually it can happen.
Yes.
We'll be dead, maybe. And
that's why we're starting now.
That's why we're starting now.
We're making it easier for our daughters and granddaughters.
Yeah.
And that's all that you can ever hope for.
I think we can hope for more than that. I think we can hope for more than just easier. I think we can hope and work towards 100% healthy, I was about to say perfect, but there is no such thing as perfect. But a healthy way of walking down the street, a healthy way of interacting with other people. I think what we should work towards is holistically living in any community, whether it's in America, whether it's in the Middle East or India, the North Pole, it doesn't matter. How it came to be this way, I understand the importance of understanding, how it did come to be this way. But I think we need to focus on, from this moment forwards, as soon as I walk out your door, what am I going to do to make my street safe for me, so that it can be safe for you, so that it can be safe for him or her or them, anyone of any age and of any gender identity. Because I don't think we keep this in mind enough. My actions do affect your world, no matter how many thousands of miles away it is.
We're connected.
We're totally connected.
Yeah.
Totally.